Hey guys, Attorney Walter Knott. Let's get right into the video. Now, if you like this channel, like, subscribe. Most of all, I really appreciate those 5-star reviews. You can go ahead and Google disability resolution or go to AVVO, AVVO, and type in Walter Knott, HNOT for the last name, and the 5-star reviews happen there. Now, with that said, guys, I want to go right into this video. Barack Obama did a lot for the disabled. I want to be very specific about one thing. He was in from January 20th, 2009 to January 20th, 2017. It's a big period of time, okay? And what you need to understand about this is that there were still a lot of bills being developed that are household names nowadays. For example, the Supplemental Security Income Act, the Supplemental Security Income Restoration Act, the Social Security 2100 Act. Those bills, even though they existed during his presidency, were still in that early, rocky, kind of becoming formed, actual bill that we see today. Now, highly polished. How do we give people more benefits that are disabled? There's the acts. We know exactly what to do. Why hasn't President Biden, pushed them through, said, hey, I want to be part of this, gotten out the pen and said, this is what I want? I'll let you guys decide that one. But for right now, let's focus on President Obama, who did do a lot of things for the disabled. Are you ready? Here we go. I took this article from the law offices of Bemis, Roach, and Reed, one of the competitors of mine. But still, I don't really care whose articles I read. My thing is more getting the information out there. Let's go directly into it. And this is from attorney Lonnie Roach. Barack Obama and his efforts to help the disabled. Each day, the Americans with disabilities play a critical role in forging and shaping the identity of our nation. Their contributions touch us all through personal experience or through that of family members, neighbors, friends, or colleagues. We grow stronger as a nation when Americans feel the dignity conferred by having the ability to support themselves and their families through productive work. That is a quote from Barack Obama, a beautiful quote. Let's keep going. Since his inauguration on January 20, 2009, Obama has made the economic and social advancement of those with disabilities a priority in his administration. Now, did he do good things and bad things? Yes, but we're going to go through all of that. He had many promises in his campaign regarding disabilities, and his ability to meet those promises has been mixed. Mixed in the legal world means they got some stuff done, but not everything. Howdy, Robert C. Howdy, Val Brooks. Howdy, Hive Runner. Let's take a look at some of the policies that the Obama administration has enacted over the past few years that affect those with disabilities. On July 26, 2010, Obama enacts Executive Order 13548. This order encourages Americans with disabilities to apply for jobs in the federal government. At the time the law was passed, people with disabilities made up only 5% of the federal workforce. 10 years prior, the Clinton administration passed an executive order requiring the federal government to hire 100,000 people with disabilities, but the order was never implemented. Obama's order was more effective. By 2012, nearly 12% of the federal government was comprised of workers with disabilities. Between 2011 and 2014, the government hired 80,500 people with disabilities. Now, in a practical application sense, above veterans, above a particular race or whatever, if an individual is disabled, they will usually, with most government jobs, get a pick of the litter option when they're considering other candidates. Okay. Valerie Land, howdy. Valerie Land. Jeffrey Harrington, howdy, howdy. DC Big OSO, yeah, howdy, howdy. All right, let's keep going. June 22nd, 2011, Obama recommits to enforcing the Olmstead ruling. Olmstead was a Supreme Court case where it was ruled that isolating disabled individuals in institutions is a form of discrimination. In order to further that position, the Obama administration has emphasized the importance of the disabled participating in their respective communities, basically getting the disabled out of these tiny little nursing homes and back out into the communities. It's better that way because basically we want people who are not disabled to interact with people who are disabled, so they don't have the negative connotation of what a disabled person is. And classic examples of that is that, if you were to watch a Disney movie from back in the day, the Wicked Witch would always be, disabled in some way or have some issue with them in some way. And as a result of that, that would create a negative connotation in the community. Putting the disabled back into the community helps to give a positive outlook, a positive view of the disabled in the community. The Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice has encouraged states to transition from large, centralized institutions to smaller, community-based services. The purpose of Olmstead is to help keep disabled individuals as active participants in their communities rather than sequestering them into institutions. Let's keep rolling. September 24th, 2013, the Department of Labor published rules affecting Section 503 of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973. The rules will become effective March 24th, 2014. The new rules require businesses with at least 50 employees and 50,000 or more in federal contracts to have a staff comprised of at least 7% disabled workers. This action has been controversial because many disabled people do not self-identify as disabled on job applications for fear that they would not be considered. The Americans with Disability Act allows disabled individuals to keep their disability confidential. A requirement for contractors to hire more disabled people is also an incentive for disabled people to reveal their status. One of the things is that I'm registered through actually my law school and prior schools through the ADA because and you can't really see it, but my hand was crushed as a child, and as a result of that, I can't type or write as quickly as most people. In fact, you'll usually see me with a pen that's a little bit different than a usual pen because I have a difficult time writing. Furry Plants and Coins, howdy, howdy. Jefferson Harrington, howdy, howdy. Okay, let's keep rolling through this. December 10th, 2015. Obama signs the Every Student Succeeds Act, ESSA. This law is a reaffirmation of Lyndon B. Johnson's Elementary and Secondary Education Act, a key element of LBJ's War on Poverty. It replaces the Bush administration's No Child Left Behind Act. And while the Obama administration has been careful to point out the differences, the two laws are largely similar in effect. Among other things, the new law defines an alternate diploma for students with disabilities and emphasizes a focus on reducing bullying and harassment. Let's go to the next one. April 12th, 2016, Obama helps the disabled with student loan forgiveness. Now, keep in mind, there was a time when disabled people would not have, like permanently disabled, would not have their student loans forgiven, which doesn't make sense because if they can't work, how are they going to pay for their student loans? There has been a student loan forgiveness program in place for individuals declared permanently disabled by the Social Security Administration since 2013. Unfortunately, the program was underutilized. Beginning in April, the Department of Education actively sought out those who were eligible for relief and forgave their loans. Wouldn't that be great? I only have a mere $345,000 worth of, $345,000 worth of student loans left. It used to be $500,000. So we're getting there. It's just shit. A lot of shit. All right, here we go. Next one. Barack Obama, good intentions and hard choices for the disabled. Some of the things Obama has done, which have been a benefit for the disabled. However, Obama has not done everything perfectly when it comes to his treatment of the disabled. He has sometimes said the wrong thing and portrayed disability negatively. He has also made a few campaign promises, which he has been unable to keep. PR blunders. I was there. You guys were all there. We all remember this one. On the less serious side of the scale, Obama faces backlash from the handicapped community after joking. He didn't really face any backlash. They were cool with him. They even did a series of videos after. They were fine with him. Community after jokingly comparing his bowling ability to the Special Olympics in an interview with Jay Leno. Additionally, some have interpreted the 2008 Obama attack ad against McCain as a slight of McCain's disabilities from his military service. That was a bad one. The ad claims McCain cannot write an email. John McCain has severe injuries from his time as a prisoner of war and cannot lift his arms above his head. Who cares? Presidents don't really need to lift their arms above their head. It's easy to see how Obama's ad could be interpreted as an attack on disabled veterans. That ad was a big deal. That was a big deal. All right, next thing. Failure to fund individuals with disabilities Education Act idea. During his campaign, Obama promised to fully fund the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act idea. Congress promised to fund 40% of the program, but has consistently failed to do so, generally providing only around 20% of the program. Despite Obama's promise, none of his budget proposals would have funded IDEA at the promised level. IDEA gives federal funds to school districts to help them absorb the cost of educating students with special needs. Underfunding this program could lead to exacerbated developmental disabilities, which may cost the government more money in the long run. Yeah, because they're not going to be able to get through school well and get a job. They're going to end up on SSI or SSDI. They might work a little and get an SSDI. They may not work at all, SSI. Community Choice Act. The premise of the Community Choice Act is similar to that of the Olmstead enforcements mentioned earlier. Disabled people should be able to live as a part of their communities rather than isolated in care facilities. The Community Choice Act proposes that people in nursing homes should also be eligible to receive care in their private residences. In 2007, Senator Obama strongly supported the bill. However, he compromised on this issue while pushing the Affordable Care Act forward. He cut all mention of the act from his website. When ADAPT, a disability advocacy group, protested his lack of support, many disabled protesters were arrested. Not great. As is often the case in politics, hard decisions need to be made, and issues that were once at the forefront of the campaign became compromised in the face of adversity. He chose the Affordable Care Act over the ADAPT. All right, so Obama did much to help enforce the laws and implement policies that were already in place for the disabled. So basically what they're saying is, instead of putting a lot of new stuff in, he helped enforce or fund a lot of the stuff that was already there that was getting underfunded. Executive Order 13548, requiring the government to hire the disabled, and the Olmstead Enforcement's build on Clinton's legacy. George W. Bush passed the New Freedom Initiative, which helped make federal government information more accessible to the disabled and funded technological advances to help those with disabilities. Bush also set precedents in the area of education with the No Child Left Behind Act. Obama's Olmstead actions follow the same principles established by the Bush's Money Follows the Person grant program. Change in government and law moves slowly. New ideas are difficult to pass through Congress if they are not at least somewhat based on established precedent. The left and the right sides of the political aisle both see the importance of helping the disabled. The jobs program, education, healthcare, or simply increased assistance also can help improve quality of life for Americans. Most vulnerable citizens fall into those categories. However, regardless of the new initiatives, the government's largest program to aid the disabled is Social Security. How many times did you guys hear Social Security mentioned in the accomplishments of ex-President Barack Obama? Look, guys, he was coming through at a time when essentially we didn't have it as figured out. The T administration, which I can't say his full name, had the tools there and knew what he could push to help the disabled. Now we're into the Biden administration, and he is not utilizing those tools. He is not pushing them forward. I understand that he's still early in his presidency, but it feels like he's been in for a while. I don't know what's up with that. It just feels like he's got at least 2 years under his belt, but it's not. It's not. I hope and I pray that President Biden, I don't even care what does it. I don't care if he's just trying to, schmooze people to get votes in 2022, whatever. I don't care the reason why he does it, but I want to see him pass the benefit increases for the retired and the disabled. Let's send more money to Americans. They're the ones who paid for it. They're the ones who should have a right to it. Anyways, guys, I will catch you a little bit later. You have a